My colleague Srija, who's reporting from Colombo, spoke with General Kamal Gunaratne, the Secretary to the Ministry of Defence Minister. Let's listen in.
Well, joining us exclusively here on NDTV is General Kamal Gunaratne, and he's, of course, the Secretary of Ministry of Defence. Well, thank you, sir, for joining us here on NDTV. My first question to you is, the first thing that's been doing the rounds, going viral, is about the shoot at sight order. What would you like to clarify on that? Is that an order which you all have given?
Actually, people who are violating the curfew, they are Sri Lankans. People who come for demonstrations, they are Sri Lankans. People who come for violence, they are also Sri Lankans. And people who are there to maintain the law and order, they are also Sri Lankans. We being Sri Lankans and we being a disciplined force, we don't want to fire at our own people, especially not at sight. So what we do is, if there is a violent mob, the police will warn. Please go away, please disperse, this is not allowed, this is not legal. And if they don't listen, then police will fire a few warning shots to the sky. Even with that, if they are not satisfied, then they will open fire, 1 or 2 policemen to below the knee. So that is how they do it.
That is how they do it.
And if it is still violent and out of control, then they will call for the army.
Till when will this continue? I mean, till when will you all go on to protect Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa, where we see even the army, everybody has been involved in it?
Former President and former Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa is a well-respected leader. Just because some people who have joined this protest are against him, that does not mean that he should not be protected. By the Constitution of Sri Lanka, any former president will be protected by a security contingent until his death, right? So that will be provided for him.
With respect to the citizens of Sri Lanka, how do you, differentiate between whether they are just civilians or citizens or hooligans? How do you differentiate at that point in time?
Actually, our police is very much capable enough to understand whether he is an innocent civilian or a hooligan. So police force is very well experienced and they know what he is up to, what his intentions are, and accordingly police will react. And if the police is not powerful enough to react, then only at the request of the Inspector General of Police, the forces will come in.
So those who were killed very recently, they were civilians, hooligans. Have you been able to?
Yes, we have identified some cases, but other cases are being investigated. We have video footages, we have photos, we have social media evidence. Everything will be analyzed by the authorities, and the hooligans and the murderers will be taken into task, and they will be tried in courts.
The recent incident of the anti-government, pro-government, will the action be initiated against those pro-government supporters who launched that attack?
Yes. Already the Attorney General of Sri Lanka has issued instructions for the Inspector General to start the inquiry. Right. It is proceeding. But only thing, it has to be a fully fledged inquiry, and almost all the police officers are engaged with the present situation. But we have started the investigation, and the moment the current situation is stabilized, it will be a fully fledged inquiry.
Well,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. In fact, General telling us that yes, situation of course is under control. They will be deploying troops as well, but he also goes on to refute in terms of it was clearly not a shoot at sight order, but if at all found violating certain, in terms of norms which already set by the tri-forces here, only then, if only then, they will go ahead and shoot a person if involved in terms of vandalism. From the Ministry of Defence in Colombo, with camera person Govind Murthy, Srija for NDTV.
Srija also spoke with General Shavendra Silva, the Army Chief in Sri Lanka. Let's listen in.
Thank you very much.
How far will you go on to protect, Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa?
As long as he is entitled for that with the Constitution. Any past president is entitled for his security contingent, depending on the threat level.
We, the three forces, are quite capable of defending our own nation. we have managed to liberate our own people and bring peace to our country about 12 years back. And such a capable professional outfit need not require any other nation to protect our land. So therefore, Sri Lankan forces are quite capable, proven beyond doubt that we are capable of defending any that type of aggression, and we will ensure that we will protect our people according to the Constitution.